Hello, welcome back to MichMusic Now. I'm Michele Weir, and today we're going to talk about how to facilitate scat singing activities with groups of people and use them as warm-ups in your jazz choir or for your jazz class, or maybe at a workshop or at a seminar you're delivering or whatever. We're talking about scat singing with groups of people. I know that sounds wrong because hey, scat singing and improv's a solo activity, right? Well, no, actually it's not. I mean, improvisation is a group activity, and it's the whole thing about jazz is to be interactive and to be responsive. And it can be a great way to help people become comfortable with the idea of improvising without being put on the spot to do it as a solo. And I've got some videos to show you of real experiences where I was working with groups in different places, and the videos are not beautiful. It's just a camera we set up in the corner of the room, you know, nothing too special, but I wanted to give you a visual on how this looks when you do go through the activities I'm going to talk about in a minute. So the first place we're going to go is Buenos Aires. And this is a workshop I did a few years ago. There's about 100 people. They're off camera, but you can still get a sense of what's going on. I had them standing up, and the activity was doing call and response. And call and response is such a great thing to start with. Totally easy to do. You just put it on, people listen, and then they sing what they hear. The trick is to find examples of call and response that are recorded, and I use my ScatAbility app. I'm always using that app because that's why I made the app. It's for exactly situations like this where you want something convenient in your hand, press a button and it plays a track, press another button, it plays an exercise, press another one, it plays an etude, mute the singer, and then it becomes an accompaniment track. It's really, really convenient. And if you have an iPhone, I do recommend you download it because it's a free download. I just think it's really potentially very useful for you in many ways. But you could also use your own voice. If you're a jazz singer yourself and you want to be the leader of the call and response, you can do that with a recorded accompaniment, or you could play piano. Maybe Judy Niemak, yeah, I'm sure she does. She has materials that have call and response, and probably Bob Stoloff also, so they're out there. Anyway, check this out and see what you think. Now the next example is the same group of people from Buenos Aires again, but we're doing an exercise. This is Rosanna Eckert's exercise on the ScatAbility app. The name of the game is not to read notes, it's to use your ears, right? Because we want to warm up our ears and our voice and our body and our sense of rhythm and our mind, etc. And that's what we do with this next exercise. So take a look. video you're going to see is with a high school group here in Los Angeles. Now with this age group, people tend to get even more shy if they're new to jazz and new to improvisation. You'll see in the next video I had them start in their chairs. You know, they're probably pretty comfortable in their chairs, and they all sing an exercise together at the same time. And yes, it sounds like a cacophony of sound, of course. It's not supposed to sound like a concert or anything, but you know, people, if they do it quietly enough, they can hear themselves pretty well. And you want to just keep directing them to be in their own bubble and just ignore the world and do what they're doing, you know, and focus on their own singing. The next step was we had them stand up at their chairs. This is partly just to physicalize a little bit more. And I'm a big fan of having people walk in tempo, even if it's just standing in place, walking in tempo. So, and a lot of people will resist at first, and they'll kind of like, well, I'm not going to do that, you know. But over time, people, you know, you kind of wear them down, and then everybody gets more comfortable over time. And it also becomes a lot more fun and a lot less threatening. So if you can do this over a series of weeks, you know, that's the ideal situation. Next thing we did with this group was having them wander about the room and do the zombie walk. The zombie walk is when everybody's in their own bubble, no interaction with others around them, not even their best friend. No, you're not supposed to interact. And they just walk either in tempo or just out of tempo and sing the exercise or do whatever the activity is. And they meander about the room. Heads up, be careful, because they will become a school of fish eventually, and they'll start going in a big huddle around in circles. So you want to break that up and just direct them to, like, break up, everybody. You know, you go over by the desk, you go over to this side of the room, and get them meandering aimlessly about. So the last activity was to have them actually improvise and try doing some free improvisation while they're doing the zombie walk. Totally comfortable, nobody's put on the spot. Some of them may be more interested to try it than others, but you know, it's definitely an activity that you could try and broach actual making up scat singing ideas, you know, that way in a safe environment. Of activity you're going to want to move toward is open improvisation, which means everybody actually make up their own solo. And to do this in a group context, again, you can have them do the zombie walk, and just direct them to, you know, okay, stop doing the exercise now and just make up your own. And if you're using ScatAbility, you just need to mute the singer, and then you have an accompaniment. And again, over time, the quality of the actual music can become much, 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 much better over time. The more exercises they do and the more call and response, they learn the language, they learn the style, they learn the tone of voice that can be used, they learn the syllables, they learn to feel the rhythm, and then little by little they can begin to try it, and you can give them more specific direction over time that is going to help them get, you know, pretty familiar with improvisation and be fun and appropriate, jazz appropriate warm-ups. So you're going to hear two groups in the next videos. The first one is from Finland. It's a conservatory, and everybody's just sitting in their chair improvising, doing open improvisation. The next one is from Germany, and everyone's doing the zombie walk and improvising. Stop, and when you walk by someone, you might stop and sing to them a little bit, and then they sing back to you, and then you move away to the next person. And the final activity suggestion is to do jam session groups. And you can start with pairs. This is the beginning of where it can get really fun as people get a little more confidence about actually improvising. And to put people in pairs, let's say they're in the zombie walk place, just stop the music, everybody can freeze, and just grab a person and another person, and you just move them together. Just wave them to stand together, and then they're standing, facing each other, and they take turns trading 2-bar phrases, or 4-bar phrases, or 8-bar phrases. And the other really fun thing to do is to be in jam session quartets. And this is where, well, it could be groups of 5 or 6 also, I suppose. But quartets are nice. It's a good number of people for the activity. And again, you just call people together in groups of 4. Get them to stand in a pretty close huddle. You might have them ask them to tap in rhythm or step in rhythm, and then they just trade 4s or 8s or even 2s. They can change directions midway upon your call to change directions, or there's a lot of different spin-offs that can happen with this. But wow, I've done it a lot, many times all over the world in the United States, and it's fun. People have fun. If they're past the point of being petrified about scatting, they start to have fun. And there's a little more accountability because somebody else is listening to me now. So that means I have to up my game to try to be my best, make the best music that I can in the situation. And we also then learn where other people are, because we listen to other people. We may get ideas from them and find out what we like or what we don't like, etc. All number 1s, please come here. Number 2s over here. Number 3s back there. Number 4s maybe right about in the middle-ish here. In circle. Don't forget to get your PDF download over at the YouTube channel. Join us at the MichMusic Network page on Facebook if you like. Always, I'd love to hear your comments. I am putting out videos once a week. It's a lot of videos. Helps me a lot if you tell me what you want. I'm already responding and making videos that people have requested often. So you can be one of those people. And please comment on YouTube. I'd love to know what you think, or if you have an idea or suggestion or response about a video. And we can get discussions going, or I can answer questions, or maybe you can answer a question on Facebook. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.